All right, so what you see on the table here is Shojin Ryori. This is all vegetarian. This is the kind of meal that you would get if you were to stay at a Shukubo, which is a temple stay, and this is Zentsuji Temple, and it is amazing to see just the colors of it. Again, some of this stuff looks exactly like meat, but it's not, and that's one of the unique artistry to it. Again, like we're gonna, oh, this is just an empty bowl, but we're gonna get a look at all of the dishes here, as well as share with you a French Shojin Ryori experience that I had earlier on this trip. How you doing, everybody? This is Okazaki-san. She's our guide. She's been taking me around Zentsuji for the last couple of days, and she's going to help me with kind of deciphering what all of this stuff is. I know a lot of you want to come here to Japan. You want to try this temple stay, which is a Shukubo, which is a really unique thing. Shikoku, it might be the place because they have 88 temples that are around this island. 5 of them, the big ones, are here in Zentsuji, and this one is Zentsuji Temple, which is, I think it's like the biggest one in Shikoku, right? It's a massive place, so I'm really lucky to be here. Let me show you where it is on the map. This is where I am. You can see in relations to Tokyo, that green spot is where I am. So we're west of Osaka on Shikoku in a prefecture called Kagawa, which is Japan's smallest prefecture. It's easily accessible from Okayama, just across the Great Seto Bridge. You're in Zentsuji. This is also the home of the square watermelons, if you know that, and Sanuki Udon. This is all in Kagawa, as well as olive-fed Wagyu beef on Shodoshima, that island on the right of the bridge there. And here we are, right at Zentsuji Temple down there. That's the location of the Shukubo, where I'm staying and where we're eating dinner. And I just want to show you a little bit of the proximity of where the temple is. Again, this is the largest temple in Shikoku, and there's Zentsuji Temple right there. We just had a tour of it recently. I'm taking you over to the other side here. But what is interesting about the Zentsuji Temple is that there's a pagoda here. It's the 3rd highest in Japan, after the one in Kyoto and another one in Nara. So again, this is like a real out of Tokyo experience that I think a lot of people are looking for. So I'm really excited to introduce this to you. Boom. All right. So let me introduce you to the food that we have here, so then you can finally eat, because we can smell it and we can hear it crackling with the fire. So let's start. So we have a menu here which is just beautifully done. You're going to get something like this, and they might not explain it to you in English, which is something that is a challenge. That's why it's good to have a guide with you. But we'll start from the beginning here, in the beginning of the menu.
We have the plum wine with the soda.
Oh, right. So this is non-alcohol, because we don't have alcohol in Shojin Ryori, right?
これノンアルコールの梅酒ですか? That's right.
Right. So this helps with the palate, right?
Yes, that's right. And for okay, he's going to show us.
Oh, okay.
For kobachi. Okay.
Wow.
This is the goma tofu, sesame tofu.
Oh, right here.
Right here.
Oh, okay. So that's sesame tofu right there. That looks great, and that's a piece of daikon on the top?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is
a little radish.
Right. It looks like a radish. With the green pepper sauce on it.
Oh, that looks great.
Okay. And
I'm guessing. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, this one.
All right, let's start right here on this massive leaf.
Right.
It's so natural, isn't it?
It is, but it's actually magnolia leaf.
Okay.
Because it's very resistant to fire, so we and very sanitizing. So we usually use this as a traditional meal for a plate or wrapper.
Oh wow! So it was cooked in the leaf? Is
Yes,
that just,
that's right.
It was wow.
That's right. We have the ginkgo nuts, eggplant, carrots, and eringi mushroom.
Eringi mushrooms, yeah.
Yes, right there.
That looks great. I know what this is. This is
that?
tempura.
That's right.
Right?
It is.
And so it looks like we have here satsuma imo. There's a kabocha.
Right.
Nasu, eggplant.
The hot pepper, green pepper.
Yeah.
Called, and there's actually fig.
A fig. Oh wow, ichijiku. This is a fig.
That's
here.
right.
Is this like spaghetti or soba? This looks like it could be soba.
It could be like somen.
Oh, somen. Okay. Whoa. There's a
Right.
nice crunch to it. Yeah, we would put this in with this on the side. This is matcha salt,
That's
matcha
right.
shio, right? So it adds a good flavor to it. There's a little bitterness in the matcha and a little bit, of course, salt and salt. Here we have in this square lacquerware, which
Right.
is beautiful here. We get edamame,
Yeah, edamame.
satsuma imo, which is a sweet potato with a little sesame on top there. This is
This is the yam somen, yam noodle.
wow. I almost thought it was yuba. It's
No,
yam noodles.
it's yam noodle.
That's incredible.
It's very
I'm
unique.
zooming in here so you guys can get a closer look, but I want to make sure it's nice look here. So, and thanks for the question. I'm going to go back here. So this, I'm really looking forward to this one. How about, so these are noodles.
Yes, noodles made of the
Interesting.
yam, the yama
Made of
called
yam. Wow. And this one here looks like a salad of horenso, spinach or something?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, in the yellow plate, that's a spinach with the tofu mixed,
Oh, fantastic.
and the one to the top, that's a mixture of the summer vegetables
Oh, right.
harvested here.
So one thing you're going to get at any Buddhist temple stay is the 4 seasons, and any ryokan for that matter. Their ingredients are always fresh based on the seasons. So you got to come all 4 seasons in Japan to really benefit from the meal here. Is this something that I will be putting into here?
Yes, please.
I thought so. So this is like a nabe where we have here, I guess this is also eringi or, yeah, or a bunch of mushrooms. I'm not sure what's in here, maybe
This
mochi?
is actually the very expensive matsutake mushroom.
Matsutake! Whoa!
Can you smell it?
Yeah, I can now. Oh, that smells really good.
Yes.
This is the most curious to me because when I go to a ryokan, I love having fresh sashimi, but this is not sashimi because there
No.
would be no meat, including
Right.
fish. So-
These are like what I call jelly potato. You know, it's called konnyaku. That's one of the
Oh,
potatoes.
gelatinous potato,
That's right.
konnyaku, right.
Yeah, both of them are.
And they make it look like it's maguro
I know.
and ika.
Yes.
And, you know, maybe this is Thai, another fish, I don't know,
Right.
but it looks like it's sashimi, but it's not. It's not.
But
Very cool. And we have some tea here on the side. I think on the back there's chawamushi,
that's right. Wow.
which
you know,
is, I guess, made from tonyu,
yes, that's whole
soy milk. And we have some vegetables, of course. So it looks like it's not, it still is crispy, so you have the fresh flavor, the fresh texture of it. Oh, that's exciting. And we have a dessert of some fruits.
They did melon,
well.
mango, and the homemade plum mochi.
Is that it? Is that
Yes.
finished? Is there more?
There's the
Oh, there's
rice.
more. Oh my God.
The rice is, we are famous
Oh,
from
wow.
the Zentsuji with the, it's called we mix it with the steamed rice with the wheat,
Okay.
which is very special here.
I
With
see
rich-
mugi or barley in
That's
there,
right. That's right. The berry. It's a sticky berry. That's very. We have the specialty here with the very rich iron and beta glucan.
Great. And that's your own pot, so I don't have to share
Right.
with anybody. I just put it in the rice bowl
You can finish
here.
it all, please.
Yeah. So that's the menu here, just explained to you. I hope that that's useful. You're not going to get the exact same thing just because you're at a Shukubo. They vary the menu. We've had a breakfast in the morning that was really delicious, no meat. In fact, I don't think I've eaten much meat at all in the last few days, which is not a bad thing. It's good to have a break from that. It's a good cleanser here. Before I get into this meal, I want to show you the meal that I had, which is really unique. I'd never seen anything anywhere else in Japan except here in Kagawa. It's like a French Shojin Ryori. It's like taking a fusion of French cuisine and the Buddhist Japanese cuisine here. Let me show you my experience that I had here. So I'm here on a tour. We're getting off the bus and I just arrived at the name of the restaurant. Do you remember what it's called?
The
La Pailles?
La Pailles.
Yeah.
Right.
And here's the master chef here. He took us to our seats, and it's a beautiful, beautiful little restaurant, like a bistro. It doesn't, you don't feel like you're like in Japan inside of there. It's certainly a Western experience. But when the food came, my goodness, it was really beautifully done. Again, Japanese cuisine is infamous for being fresh, freshness, in particular when you eat it at fine restaurants. And you get the textures with this. This yuba, which is a tofu skin wrapped around it. You have carrots. I believe there was a kabocha pumpkin, as well as okra and some other things. Each one of those had a very unique texture to it. So it's not just like a meatloaf or vegetable loaf here. It's quite, I don't know, sophisticated, I guess, in a way. So one way to say it. So you can see I was very pleased with that. Everybody had a good plate of this, and trust me, this is good for the stomach. One of the things the chef was promoting was like the biodiversity in your stomach, the gut bios, and he thinks of this when he makes the food here. But this shows like when it comes to Japanese cuisine, so much attention is paid to the details of it, and this was in particular an amazing meal. You're going to see over the next few minutes here, it just kept coming. Look at the presentation on this one. Again, this is French Shojin Ryori. Look at that. It's just like, what is it? I thought maybe it was steak or something. I don't know. I knew it wasn't meat, but I was a little confused when I looked at it. It was just beautiful. You can see the eggplant grilled on there, and there's some potatoes in the bottom, and it looks like chicken, but it wasn't. What was it?
Soy meat.
Soy meat. Yeah, and it's not anything that he buys in a package. It's all fresh, made here in his kitchen, with vegetables all locally sourced. And that was like a truffle, right?
Mm-hmm. It was.
On top of there, which I hadn't eaten in a very long time. Gave it a unique flavor and smell to it. But like, again, Shikoku very famous for that 88 temple hike around. So you're going to see a lot of really good food. And this might be a paradise for vegetarians as well, because it's famous for its udon noodles, sanuki udon in this region. Yuba soy meat. I'm not sure if it was yuba, but it was certainly something unique. This, I guess, is dessert. Mm-hmm. And this was so good. The custard was made out of like tofu or?
Tofu?
Yeah. Tofu and peaches?
Right, they're 3-layered peaches with peachy puree and peach comfort.
The peaches are in season right now, and this area, in particular Okayama across the inlet sea, is famous for its white peaches. So these are all seasonal here. And that chip on the top is interesting. That was made from rice, right?
Powdered rice.
Yeah, he made the rice into a powder and made a crisp out of it, and it tasted like a really delicious waffle cone. Mm-hmm. I don't know any other way to put it, but it had that, like, it was more delicate than a waffle cone, but it gave this kind of like familiar flavor to me. And then when I went into the fruit and the cream and the ice cream, that's a scoop of ice cream on top of it. It was just paradise there. Like I highly recommend this place, La Paes. Mm-hmm. Paes. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description if you want to go and check this out. But the chef here is, he also makes a bento that you can order that's all vegetarian, all Shojin Ryori. So anybody who's saying, John, you only do wagyu and meat stuff, he's like that's not true now. This is maybe my third Shojin Ryori episode. But it was a delicious food. What I love about when you go out to these restaurants, the chef will come out and explain to you about the ingredients, about what he was thinking when he made the dish, and this adds a lot of value to it, because if you know the history and why the dish exists, why he created it, it makes it really special. And that story, again, having Okazaki-san translate would certainly help when you're on a guided tour like this, because the chef doesn't speak any English. He probably speaks French. But it was really good to get the background on the cuisine, and I thought that brought a lot out in the food. Just like at the ryokan, they will usually tell you what it is, not just give you a menu, but they explain the dishes, and use that as a chance. Oh, this is really amazing. He makes it. What is this? Why don't you go ahead, Okazaki-san?
This is like his original enzyme drink.
Yeah, it had like bubbles in it from the fermentation, but there was no alcohol, right?
No alcohol.
It's made from koji mold.
And yeast.
Yeah, koji mold and yeast, no alcohol, but it had this really pleasant bubbleness to it, and it was just lightly sweet, just like this soup. I guess it was the kabocha pumpkin soup with a little bit of black pepper in there. Mm-hmm. The natural taste, no sugar added, just had that very delicate sweetness to it. that pepper add this a little bit of grain and texture to the top of it, a little bit of a kick to it, I think, but it very pleasant black pepper bitterness with that sweetness gave it a really good texture and taste in the mouth, I thought. Nice to see everybody. See, we got some Alex from Mexico here chiming in, and of course they ended with a really nice cup of French coffee. I guess it's some coffee, but it was delicious to end the meal with that, not with the green tea, because I kind of like good coffee, especially for lunch. That worked it out. So that was my experience with fusion food. Like, I never even knew this even existed until. Did you know about this?
No, not really.
No.
So,
All right, I'm gonna get into this meal here because it looks like I might have lost the soup. I don't know. What am I gonna do? This is all burnt off.
right.
So, itadakimasu.
いろいろ言っちゃって、でも説明してるうちにタレがもう
So now you can't hear Okazaki-san. So I'm going to turn off our mic here so it's just me. But I hope you are okay with that. Look, now it's time to eat what we have in front of us. And I'm going to do the best that I can to kind of describe. I'm not going to eat everything. I'm going to do that when the camera goes off, or else this is going to be like a 50-minute stream. We have a minor problem here. All right, while I'm talking and introducing the live stream and setting up, the soup, which is right here, has boiled down to almost nothing. So I'm not sure, it's not a nabe. It would be like yaki vegetables. We can make a little teppanyaki here, grilled table. All right, I'm gonna try the tempura first here, because I think with tempura, you wanna get it as fresh as possible when it comes right out of the fryer, because that's when you get the crispiness of it. And if you have the tempura sit around a little bit too long, it gets like soggy. So what I do is I'm gonna dip it in this matcha salt. Just a little bit. You don't have to like coat it too much. A little goes a long way. Oh, that's nice. That's corn. I thought that was kabocha. That was actually corn. That's wonderful. And I'm going to try the fig here. See if I can, if I pull this away a little bit, you can get a better view. Yeah, so this is the fig. Is this the fig here, Ichijiku? Just a little bit. But you can eat it with just salt. You don't have to have it with anything special. Oh, no, that was the fig.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That was so good. No sugar, subtle sweetness. It's not like a dried fig, which is, I like to put that in my yogurt. This is just the freshness, the greenness of the fig, like a fresh vegetable. I love that. Very good. All right, next up I'm gonna try, you're supposed to drink this first. You're going out of order. Sparkling ume juice, because there's no alcohol in Shojin Ryori. There was a beer vending machine, wasn't there, in the lobby? I just want to put that out there. So there's also a Lawson's that's about a 10-minute walk from here, but if you get lost like I did this morning, it's maybe more like 15. All right, let's get into it here. You kind of have to see what I'm eating. So why don't I go, is there an order, Okazaki-san, that I have to eat it, or just take what you want, right? And in Shojin Ryori, do they usually bring the course one after the other, like in the French cuisine, or they usually just put everything out?
Everything out, and the dessert later.
And the dessert later?
Usually.
But we have it now for
For the dessert.
for editorial purposes, so you can see it all right there. All right, let's give this a try here. So this dish looks so good. This is the one that's cooked in the leaf here. Let me show you the other side. That looks really good. So I'm not gonna try all of them, but I'm gonna try two things from this. One, the aringi, which is a mushroom that grows in the hills of Zentsuji, maybe, or the supermarkets of Zentsuji. I'm guessing the hills. Whoa, that's like a miso sauce that it's in, right? So it's been baked in the leaf, in the miso, which gives it some natural flavors to it. This is outstanding. And this pumpkin, which has been soaking in the miso, let's see. Oh, that's fabulous. The one thing that I've noticed about it is that the attention to detail, they don't overcook it, so it's not like a mushy piece of pumpkin. There's some crispiness to it, and I think that's important. Texture is really important with Japanese cuisine. Color, texture, smell, seasonality. There's so many different elements to it. When you go to a ryokan or a shukubo, you're going to get this kind of experience. Next up, gosh, what's next here? Let's go in for the rice. Let's just put this in. So it's got some mugi in here. I can show it to you to the camera. So this is barley. They used to put barley in the rice in the olden days. My neighbor, Mr. Seiichi, some of you might know from the series, he told me that back in before World War II and at about 75 years ago, 80 years ago, 90 years ago, everything was really expensive in Japan. So white rice was super expensive. So they would put like half white rice and half mugi or barley, which made it cheaper. But actually the flavor is not too bad and adds more minerals to it. It also changes the texture. Yum. All right, next up, we're gonna try the somen. This is the somen noodles, which looks like cabbage or something. It's really unique. It's like been cut up and it's in a sauce here. What is that? Yeah, it's yams. Oh, it is all about the texture, isn't it? The yams have it's like a mountain potato crunchiness to it. It's a little mushy. And that somen noodles are, again, they're noodles, but they're kind of mushy, and there's a little bit of saltiness to the salt of it, a little bit of sweetness. And we can hear the crunch. That's really good. That's really good. Gosh, all right, let's try this here. I'm guessing that looks like maguro, right? But does it taste like maguro? So we would put this in this mustard sauce here. All right, so we're just gonna do it. All right, let's try this here. All right, that's so bizarre. It's gelatin. Very, very delicate. Oh, dozo, dozo, dozo. So we got some new soup for the. So getting some new soup here. I want to try next. All right, this one here. There's still some fire down there. There's some fire down there. This is the goma tofu with a goma sauce with a daikon radish on it. Again, the color is very earthy. And the bowl that they served them in is also like an earthy gray. So they're going for that color. Oh, yeah. You definitely can smell the sesame. That's so unique. That's so unique. Because it's creamy, but again, it's creamy, but it's something that you can pick up with chopsticks, right? So you can pick this up with chopsticks, but when you put it in your mouth, and it's not hard to pick up. It's not something that's gonna fall through. It like just melts into cream. That's wonderful. Oh man, that's too good. Put that to the side.
You might want to put those vegetables
On the vegetable, put it in. Now I'm gonna put this into the. Hey, Ranjit's here. How you doing, Ranjit? So I'm gonna put the items from the nabe in, and then I'm gonna cover it up. You can do it with your fingers. Typically, I just do it until somebody yells at me. But everything goes in, and then you cover it up, right? Which I can, I guess, do with this here for now. No, not this one.
I didn't touch it.
It's all right.
But you might need a little gap in it.
Yeah, or else it's gonna do the same thing again.
That's right.
So I actually was peeking inside of there before they put the fire on, and then the lid got put on again. I'm not gonna say who did it, could have been me. And then it got so hot, it sealed it in, so you have to make sure put a little gap where the air can go in there, or else it like sucks out the air and it becomes impossible to open, which is why people were kind of awkwardly trying to figure out what to do with my nabe, which it might not have been me. Probably was me. All right, while we're waiting for the nabe to cook, we're gonna try a couple more of these dishes here. We share the experiences. Michael Sasano's in the house. Aloha. I'm glad that you're here too. I'm feeding you guys virtually. I guess you can kind of taste it. This is the chawanmushi. If you never had this before, it's like, I don't know. There's like sunken treasure inside of it. Do you ever think like that? Am I wrong to say that? Like in chawanmushi, I always get like a sunken treasure.
That's true.
Right? You dig inside there and there's some kind of
something else.
right.
There.
So on the top here, I've got some corn, and you dig. Typically, it's shrimp, right? Or like a chicken or something, but I see no sunken treasure. Oh, that. So Shojin Ryori doesn't use eggs.
No.
That's why chawanmushi would have eggs, right?
Right.
So I'm like trying in my mind, it's like mind melting. Like, what is this? It looks like chawanmushi, but it's not. Ugh. It's like made from tonu, right? Soy milk, and it tastes like tofu.
Right.
That's so weird. It's like it's a mind melt because for years I've been eating chawanmushi with eggs and stuff, and that's how it's supposed to be normally made. And then this time we don't have eggs in there, so it's like, it's really odd. It's not a taste that I'm used to here. Just a couple of shout outs since we are live here. I'm glad to be sharing dinner with you. Brandania, aloha from Vegas. Whoa. Dutchman goes to Japan. Next Tuesday I fly to Japan. Maybe I'll see you then. Maybe I'll be around. And our friend Arthur Vandelay is here. Nice to see you, Arthur. All right, let's try a couple more things, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about tomorrow. I'm gonna go out and show you what Zentsuji is like. This is again where the square watermelon is. I don't know if I have it here, but yeah, this month's postcard is Zentsuji. I went to the harvest for the square watermelons here a month ago, and I made it the postcard for this month. You can see the square boxes that they put the square watermelons in. Makes it easier to ship when they're square. That's this town. So there's a lot of other cool things about it, like this Shukubo stay, which I've been wanting to do for a very long time. All right, satsuma imo. This is just a potato. No, that's sweet. It's not surprising that a sweet potato would be sweet, though. I think it's what's more surprising is that it's coming in this box here, and in it you have the mushy and crunchy somen and yams. You have the sweet potato. You have edamame, which is going to be a little bit salty, and then you have this, which is a spinach salad with some creaminess to it. Now that creaminess has nothing to do with eggs or milk as well, right? There's no milk. Wait, what?
No.
So Shojin Ryori, no milk.
So it's just soy milk.
That is mind-blowing. No eggs, no milk. No fun? No, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. All right, we're in luck because there she blows. Haha. This is nabe. Again, there's creaminess to it. It's almost always going to be soy milk or something, I think, but it makes you think like there's some sort of milk and eggs. So they give you a spoon here. You can take out some of the stuff that you want. I'm going to try this yuba, which is like this soy skin. And then maybe, oh, look at this. This is the cabbage. There's that hakusai. And then there's this bag here. I love this. I remember when I first came to Japan 26 years ago and I said, wait, you can put stuff in a bag and tie it up? I said, yeah, that's so much fun. I always think like the people who create Japanese food also are probably kids that like to play with their food because it's so creative in that way. Like an edible tie made of tofu, and they tie that up in this little tofu bag. Sometimes I remember eating one and there was natto inside of there, which is fermented soybeans. It's kind of funky. In a good way, in a good way. All right, let's try these vegetables here. This looks like soramame and okra. Just a little runny. Oh, that's pretty good. And we have some pickles here, which is good if you have a drink or something with dinner. These are good like otsumami, just kind of pick at it. But instead of that, we just got a cucumber, it looks like here. It's really good. You can see we have a full house of people that are being really polite. They're talking very softly because of the live stream, so I want to say thank you to everybody. I know you guys see everything that's going on around me. It's not easy to do this, but I was invited here by the city of Zentsuji, and this isn't a job or anything, but I really wanted to show you one of the experiences here. And tomorrow I'm just going to walk around the city. They're going to be taking a tour, and I'm going to walk around the city and show you a little bit more of Zentsuji, talk about I mean, I really love this town. Some of you guys might have seen Daryl and Natsu's house. This is last month I live streamed their house in Akiya, an abandoned house. They're just down the street from here, actually. And they're the two people that got me to come to Zentsuji a few months ago. I'm like, I would love to come to the Square Watermelon Harvest again. They're just like, okay, let's do it. So they called up the city and we got permits, and now we're here. And I'm on this amazing tour with some fantastic people, discovering more about this this really close to the Shinkansen, I don't know, natural paradise. I don't know what else to say, with a lot of history, but a lot of really good food. Just across the Seto Bridge here. I showed this to you yesterday. I usually drive here. It takes about an hour from Okayama Station in a rent-a-car. And it's a cool drive because you get to go over the water, the inland sea, through the Great Seto Bridge. I showed this a couple of days ago, and here's the bridge right there. There's an amusement park that's also kind of cool. This is one of the longest bridges I've ever driven across. I think it's connected by a little island, so it doesn't count as the longest bridge in the world, but it's sure long. And it's hard not to. Oh, there's a service area you can stop and get some food at that little island. I think I'll show it. I think we just went past it. Oh, excuse me, but it's a cool drive. But you can also come here by train. And this tour that I'm on started in Takamatsu, which I thought was interesting. And then we came back by bus, which gives us a chance to see some of the area before we got into the city of Zentsuji. So I'm really happy to do this. I think 3 days and 2 nights isn't enough. I think I need a couple more days. I want to go out to the mountains a little more of Shikoku and explore some of the mysterious parts in there. But the purpose of this video is just to give you an overall view and feeling of what staying in a Shukubo is like. And tomorrow I'll try to show you what my room looks like. I might have a picture of it. So every Shukubo is different. I think there's only 3 Shukubo in all of Shikoku right now, right? Yeah, there's only 3. So I've got 2 pictures here. Here's one. So this is my room. It's really nice. It's the bathroom is shared, so I think it's a humble dwelling. You would say, and expect that at a temple stay. Again, I'm staying alone, so it's one futon for me. If you're staying with 3 other people or family, you'll get 2 or 3. There's hot water in there, so you can make coffee and tea, as well as some tea probably in there. It's the same as maybe any ryokan, Japanese traditional inn, but it's a traditional stay. It is super clean. That's what I like. The bathroom's super clean. Maybe it's because the monks themselves are super clean. And they smell really nice. We went to some sort of incense making event, and we noticed, like, why do monks smell so good? I think it's because they're always with incense, right? So the place smells really good. It's right. Donna writes in here, simple. That's a humble dwelling. That's right. It's pretty humble because the bathroom's on the outside. You have a sink. You have everything that you need. There was no refrigerator, right? But there's one on the first floor that you can share. But a lot of the people that will stay at the Shukubo are also doing the pilgrimage around. And I guess depending on what your budget is, you can also stay in nicer accommodations, or when you're doing the pilgrimage around, you can stay in a tent. Typically, I like to stay in a tent, but it's really hot outside. It's really hot. There's no TV. Was there a TV in the room? There is a little TV. And yes, they do meditate, but we weren't allowed to film that this morning. If you stay at the Shukubo, one other perk is that at 6 to 7 a.m., you are invited as a guest of the temple to go into the morning chant, and it's closed to the general public, only if you stay at the Shukubo. So it's one of these really cool ways to start your morning, maybe with a walk around the town, and at 6 o'clock, if you wake up at 5. And then at 6 to 7, you get to experience that. And they gave me a piece of paper where I could try to chant along, which is really cool, because if you're saying the words in the chant, you kind of feel in unison with everybody, and there's this weird, I don't know, feeling to it, right? Like when you're hitting the notes in a video game and you get perfect score, you're like, yeah, but it's not like that, it's different. I don't know how else to explain it. But there you go. So I'm gonna get back to it. I just wanted to share with you a slice of Zentsuji. Not put the other members here in the spotlight because it's a little stressful. Do you want to say hi? Say hi. You have a YouTube channel as well. Do you want to promote it? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Cheney from Cheney, Japan.
Cheney, Japan.
Yeah.
How do you spell that? C-H?
CHANI and then just Japan. Yeah, but the meditation, I was thinking when they were humming, it got right down into your body, deep down, and it sort of made you feel like, as you said, you're one with the feeling. So it was sort of resonating deep inside you.
Are you a vegetarian or a meat eater?
Oh, I eat anything really. So yeah, happy with all of the food they've
Not
offered.
too much vegetables. You okay? Balanced?
It's been a lot of vegetables,
Yeah.
so when we get home, I'm probably ready for a steak.
Yeah.
But it's the whole thing's made you feel so healthy because the meditation and then the good food. It's like being a 2-day cleanse. Like we're cleaning the inside of our bodies and our minds with the meditation.
Donna M writes in here, I love your videos.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
All right, we keep it simple here. So that's been my experience. And tomorrow morning, around 9 a.m., I think, I'm going to take you around the city of Zentsuji. I don't think I've ever done anything like that in this town, but I want to give you an idea of what the center of the city looks like and the temple, and it gives you a good idea of what it's all about out away from the Shinkansen. Again, people don't even stop in Okayama that much, but to come a little bit further into Shikoku and Kagawa, I think you can find a town that you really like and you kind of call it your second home. And people who repeat to Japan have usually one place that they like, especially if you're a jet, right? Or you taught English here or did a homestay. You have like this town that's not Tokyo, that's kind of like your Japanese hometown. I have that. Maybe that's like Okazaki. That was the first town I was in, and Hiroshima is my the 2 cities I was in the first and the longest. So I kind of consider them my hometowns, but maybe Zentsuji could be yours. I don't know. It feels pretty homey here. So if you liked it, hit that subscribe button, and I'd love it if you leave me a comment and tell me what you think of Shojin Ryori, of this experience. Is this something you'd be interested in? Would you stay at a temple? How much do you think something like this costs? Because I'm not even sure, because I was invited here, right? I'm not even sure myself, but it would be pretty good to get your feedback. Like, how much would you pay for a night with 2 meals at a Shukubo for breakfast and dinner? Something like this. I think it's kind of a unique experience that is, you know, only in Japan. That's what it is. All right, everybody. Mata ne.